Have you ever found yourself staring blankly at your laptop, answering the same email for the third time while listening to your kids bicker over a plastic toy in the next room, and suddenly you just think, what if we just packed up and did this from a beach in Costa Rica?
I think every parent has had that exact fantasy, just trading the minivan for a backpack and running away.
Right? But what if it didn't have to be just a fantasy? Welcome to the Rising Parent Podcast. In today's episode, titled The Rise of Worldschooling, How to Work Remotely and Travel with Kids, we are diving deep into the realities of doing exactly that. I'm Tim.
And I'm Edna, and whether you are deep in those early sleep-deprived months, wondering if you'll ever leave the house again, or you're navigating behavioral hiccups with an older child, we are here to help you parent with confidence and grace.
Absolutely. And before we dive into today's incredible topic, a quick reminder that we drop brand new episodes of the Rising Parent Podcast every Monday and Friday, so make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on the tools you need to help your family thrive. Now, let's get started. All right, Edna. So today we are talking about a massive shift we are seeing in our coaching sessions. The traditional dream of the white picket fence is getting a bit of a rewrite.
Oh, it really is. We're seeing so many parents who are craving something different. They want to break out of the standard routine. And that brings us to the whole concept of a digital nomad family. It sounds so glamorous, right? Like Instagram filters and endless sunsets.
Yeah, until you're trying to find stable Wi-Fi in a foreign country while your 4-year-old is having a meltdown because they missed their favorite brand of mac and cheese.
Exactly. That's the reality check. But honestly, remote work and travel with kids is becoming incredibly popular. Families are realizing that if they can log into their jobs from their kitchen table, they can theoretically log in from a cafe in Lisbon or a rental house in Tokyo.
And that leads us to the big buzzword we keep hearing from the families we work with: worldschooling.
Yes, worldschooling. For anyone who might be new to the term, it's essentially using the world as your child's classroom. It's a form of alternative education for travel, where the experiences, the cultures, the local environments, that is the curriculum.
Right, but jumping into worldschooling for beginners can feel completely overwhelming. I mean, we had a family we worked with in our coaching sessions recently. Let's call them the Hendersons. They had this beautiful vision of traveling through South America for a year. But when we sat down to look at the actual logistics, Dad was just completely frozen. He was like, "Tim, how do we even legally get our kids across borders, let alone teach them fractions?"
Oh, I remember the Hendersons. Yeah, that panic is so real. When you're used to the structure of a local school and a local pediatrician, stepping outside of that safety net takes serious preparation, which is why I love that we are breaking down the absolute core concepts today. First up, border and health readiness.
Yeah, this is the non-negotiable stuff. You can figure out math on the fly, but you cannot fake a passport at customs.
Exactly. And the rule of thumb here, which so many people don't realize until it's too late, is that passports usually need to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned stay.
Plus, you need adequate blank pages. I was just talking to a mom in one of our sessions who got turned away at a border check because her kids' passports were completely full of stamps. They had to reroute their entire trip to go to an embassy.
Oh, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. And it's not just passports. You have to carry both printed and digital copies of your e-visas or ETA approvals. Do not rely entirely on your phone. Batteries die, phones get lost. Print them out.
Yes, and here's a massive one, especially for families navigating unique dynamics: birth certificates. You need certified physical copies. This is essential for proving parentage at strict borders.
Oh, and consent letters. Tim, we see this all the time with families where maybe one parent travels ahead for work or they are a single-parent family. If you are traveling internationally as a solo parent with your child, you need a notarized permission letter from the other parent. It's mandatory in so many places to prevent child abduction.
Yep, and if you show up without it, your trip is over before it begins. It's all about mitigating that transit stress, and part of that is travel insurance. You need a policy that explicitly covers global medical care, evacuation, and trip interruption. Because kids get sick, it's just a universal truth.
Oh, they really do. And navigating a foreign healthcare system when your child has a fever is terrifying. That brings us to emergency contacts and health records. You need your vaccination records, physical yellow cards, or digital equivalents if you're going somewhere that requires specific immunizations like yellow fever.
And prescriptions. You can't just assume they'll have your exact brand of asthma inhaler in another country. You need the generic names of all critical medications along with your doctor's notes.
Oh, absolutely. And Tim, think about allergy management. Back at the daycare, we frequently saw how critical communication was when it came to food allergies. We had one little boy, let's call him Leo, who had a severe peanut allergy. His parents were amazing at communicating it to us. But imagine trying to communicate that to a waiter in a country where you don't speak the language.
Yeah, that's where translated allergy cards are literal lifesavers. You have them printed in the local language, ready to hand to restaurant staff or medical providers. It removes the guesswork.
That is such a great tool. Another physical tool I love is the emergency sheet. This is a laminated card placed in each child's day pack with parent contact info and local embassy numbers.
Because kids wander. Even the most well-behaved kid can get distracted by a street performer and suddenly lose sight of you in a crowded plaza. Having that laminated card in their backpack means another adult can help them find you quickly.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got the heavy, serious paperwork out of the way. Let's talk about the physical stuff, because I think packing for a digital nomad family is an art form in itself.
It's an extreme sport, Edna. The transition from just-in-case packing to minimalist packing is brutal for parents.
Oh, totally, because as parents, our instinct is to pack for every possible disaster. What if it snows? What if he spills juice on 3 different shirts in one day? What if we need this specific giant plastic fire truck to stave off a tantrum?
Right, but when you are hauling luggage through cobblestone streets or onto a train, every extra pound feels like a ton. The strategy we always recommend in our coaching sessions is the capsule wardrobe.
Yes, for kids, this means 5 to 7 days of mix and match, lightweight, quick-dry layers clothing. You don't need 3 weeks of outfits. You just need to know how to do laundry in a sink.
Exactly. Quick dry is your best friend. But let's talk about the emotional side of packing, because this is where my behavioral background always lights up. The toys, the comfort items.
Oh boy, the great toy purge.
Yeah, the rule we suggest is the comfort item rule. Limit it to one highly valued, easily packable comfort object, like a small stuffed animal or a special blanket.
But Tim, how do you handle the pushback? I mean, a lot of kids define their security by their physical belongings.
Absolutely they do, and this is where parents have to do the groundwork before the suitcases come out. You don't just spring this on a 5-year-old the night before your flight. You give them agency. You say, "We are going on a huge adventure, and we have a special adventure backpack just for you. But it's small, so we only have room for our absolute favorite thing. Who is coming with us to protect us on the trip? Is it Bear or is it Bunny?"
Ah, I love that, giving them the choice. Because back in our daycare program, we noticed that kids who brought an entire backpack stuffed full of toys usually didn't even play with them. They just dragged them around and then cried when they lost one. But the kids who had that one special lovey, that was all they really needed for self-soothing.
Precisely. It's about security, not quantity. Speaking of backpacks, every kid needs a kid-sized day pack. Small, comfortable, it holds their water bottle, some snacks, their light jacket, and their one comfort item. That's it.
And maybe their travel tech, because let's be real, a long-haul flight without a tablet is, well, it's brave.
It's unnecessary torture is what it is. But you need durable, volume-limiting headphones so they don't blow out their eardrums, and a rugged, drop-proof tablet case because that tablet will hit the floor of the airport repeatedly.
Oh, guaranteed. And just to round out the packing list, toss in a basic first aid kit. Digital thermometer, child-safe pain relievers, bandages, and motion sickness remedies, especially if you'll be on buses or boats.
Yes, motion sickness medicine has saved many of the families we work with from total disaster. Now, before we get into the absolute coolest part of this lifestyle, how to actually educate your kids while traveling, we want to share something really special with you.
We definitely do. If you are feeling even slightly inspired or slightly panicked by all the details we're covering today, we've got you covered. We put together a fantastic resource called the Worldschooling Essentials Quick Guide.
It is packed with the core concepts, the rapid reference checklists for documents, the minimalist packing list we just talked about, and so much more. It's basically your cheat sheet for taking the leap into family travel without losing your mind.
Yeah, you'll find this guide at risingparent.org in the Books and Quick Guide section. We are so excited for you guys to get your hands on this. We will also put the link to the Worldschooling Essentials Quick Guide in the show notes.
All right, Edna, let's pivot to the schooling part of world schooling, because this is usually the biggest roadblock for parents when they consider remote work and travel with kids. They think, I'm not a teacher. How do I make sure my kid doesn't fall behind?
It's such a valid fear, but the beauty of this lifestyle is location-independent learning. You're shifting away from heavy physical textbooks to offline-capable apps and digital platforms, and honestly, turning the destination itself into an interactive classroom.
Exactly. I mean, alternative education for travel isn't about perfectly replicating a traditional classroom at a small desk in a hotel room. That defeats the purpose of traveling. It's about utilizing the world. And to supplement that, we have our top 5 educational apps for global learners.
These are absolute game changers. Let's start with a classic, Khan Academy Kids.
Oh, it's incredible. It is a comprehensive, totally free, and offline-friendly curriculum. It covers math, reading, logic, everything. We had a family we coach, let's call them the Garcias, who spent 6 months in a very remote part of Mexico. They just downloaded the Khan Academy modules when they had Wi-Fi, and their kids did their core learning entirely offline.
That is amazing. And what about languages? Because if you are traveling, you want the kids to engage with the culture. So app number 2 is Duolingo. It's gamified language learning. It really helps kids engage with the local language in a fun, low-pressure way.
Yeah, even if they just learn how to say please, thank you, and where is the bathroom, it builds so much confidence. It changes how they interact with the world around them.
Absolutely. Okay, app number 3 is Libby. I love Libby. It gives you free access to audiobooks and ebooks right through your home country's public library system, so you don't need to pack 20 heavy bedtime books.
And audiobooks are fantastic for long train rides or flights. It gives parents a break from reading aloud, too.
Yes. Okay, number 4 might be my favorite for world schooling for beginners, Seek by iNaturalist.
Oh, this one is magic.
It really is. It's an interactive biology app. You take it on nature walks, and it uses your camera to identify local flora and fauna. Imagine hiking in the Alps or walking through a rainforest in Costa Rica, and your child can just point their tablet at a weird bug or a flower, and the app tells them exactly what it is and its biological details.
It completely gamifies nature walks. Instead of complaining that their legs are tired, the kids become little scientists on a scavenger hunt. That right there is the core of alternative education for travel, learning through direct interaction with the environment.
And finally, app number 5 is DragonBox. This is highly engaging math and algebra. It teaches complex math concepts through puzzle games. A lot of kids don't even realize they're learning math.
They just think they're playing a video game, which, hey, whatever works, right?
Exactly. Whatever keeps the peace and keeps their brains growing.
So when you put all of this together, the border readiness, the minimalist packing, and the location-independent learning tools, the idea of being a digital nomad family suddenly doesn't seem so impossible.
It really doesn't. It just takes intentional preparation, which brings us to our key takeaways for today's episode.
Let's wrap it up nicely. Edna, what is takeaway number 1?
Takeaway number 1, paperwork prep is non-negotiable. Before you even look at flights, check your passports for the 6-month rule, get certified birth certificates, and have notarized consent letters if needed. And always, always carry both physical and digital copies of everything, including your emergency contacts and health records.
Perfect. Takeaway number 2, master minimalist packing. Ditch the just-in-case mindset. Build a capsule wardrobe of quick-dry layers and implement the one comfort item rule for your kids to save space and reduce transit stress. Give them their own small day pack so they have agency over their travel experience.
Love that. And takeaway number 3, embrace location-independent learning. You don't need to pack heavy textbooks to give your child a great education. Utilize offline-friendly apps like Khan Academy Kids and Seek by iNaturalist to turn any destination into an interactive classroom.
Spot on. Traveling with kids while working remotely is an incredible way to build resilience, adaptability, and open-mindedness in your family. It might be challenging, but the reward of seeing the world through your child's eyes is unmatched.
It really is the ultimate adventure.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. We hope this episode gave you the clarity and confidence to start planning your own family adventure, whether it's a cross-country road trip or a year abroad.
Absolutely. Please subscribe to the Rising Parent podcast on whatever platform you're listening to right now. And if you found today's episode helpful, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps other parents find the show.
And don't forget to visit our website and download the Worldschooling Essentials Quick Guide, which also has the list of all the apps we mentioned today.
Also, we love making this show for you. You can actually request an episode topic through our website, and we will make that episode for you. If there is a specific parenting struggle or lifestyle topic you want us to cover, just let us know.
That's right. And remember, we are here with you twice a week. New episodes of the Rising Parent podcast are released every Monday and Friday. So until next time, keep giving yourself grace, keep learning, and keep rising.
Bye, everyone.